At a time when the coronavirus pandemic has left us all feeling vulnerable and uncertain, violence is being unleashed on the women and children. The women of our country are being raped. They are being killed by men. These rapists and killers walk amongst us. They are in our communities. They are fathers, they are brothers, they are our sons and our friends. They are violent men with utterly no regard for the sanctity of human life.
South Africa, as Sonke been punting over the last few weeks, is currently at the midst of two pandemics. The one pandemic obviously being the novel COVID-19 virus, but the other and a much older pandemic is gender-based violence. So without putting numbers to it, I'll put a word to it and say gender-based violence as it stands in South Africa is a pandemic.
If you look around now, being in COVID-19, women have been locked in with the perpetrators. So for us it was locked down, but I say women are locked in with perpetrators. So just remember, before, women were able to go and work during the day. She does not have that recourse right now. And it was difficult to get access to services, access to organizations that they would normally visit. Remember, we were isolated from families and friends, so it was a very difficult period.
The COVID-19 pandemic came at a time when Lebanon was experiencing its worst financial crisis in decades. The currency is struggling, unemployment is on the rise, and wages have been cut in some cases up to 50%. Aid organisations say many men are bringing their frustration and anger home with them and taking it out on their wives.
In the first few years, he used to hit me in the face, in the shoulder, or stomp on my legs. Later, he beat me with sticks and iron rods, so badly that I had severe swelling and intense pain. I developed problems with my bones and joints because he always hit me in the same places. It got increasingly worse. He became more and more violent, and he knew that I could not go to my parents. Because of the nightly curfew, everyone stays at home.
I feel like when abuse happens, that they cripple you mentally, so that they make you so weak, like, because their character at that moment is so weak, so they see a dominant character, so they have to bring it to their level. And slowly, you was by piece, mentally saying, Ayla, you're not worthy, but already I'll make you worthy. I will do these things for you. I'll make you a better person because I know that's happened to you. So forgive yourself, I'm here.
Violence against women and children do not just affect the victim or the survivor. Violence against women have an impact in the community, in fact in the family first. So everybody in the family as well as the extended family. Violence against women is not a private matter.
The impact is far-reaching. The impact goes beyond even the survivor of gender-based violence, but it's far-reaching to the extent of the community. As I've said, currently we find that South African women are not free in their own country. South African women are currently sandwiched between two pandemics, and that is because the one pandemic, that is gender-based violence, has permeated homes and is now into society and is wreaking havoc and fear in the hearts and mind of all South African women. So the impacts are far-reaching, and the impacts, I believe that particularly in this time, have left women with almost no place to go.
The impact is damaging. Firstly, we cannot forget that we are coming from a colonized era, and there are many effects that came out from the colonial system itself. But also family patriarchy is a problem in our society, in this country, really. It is a pandemic on its own, patriarchy as a system. The impact is huge. It's cultural, it's financial, it's social, it's even physical, it's psychological as well. When he mentally abused me, I loved him. It made me love him more.
because not realizing it's so toxic. You don't even recognize when you're being mentally abused in a sense, because it's a mental, it's almost like a mental life. It's so toxic that you don't realize it's happening.
Women live in that is abuse daily. Do I go? Do I leave? Do I go? Do I leave? Do I stay for my children? So if we look at the cycle of violence, she lives almost in that cycle. She's caught up in that cycle. Her self-worth is gone. Her self-confidence is gone.
He said, it's either your career or me. And what we do as females, we love 100%. I chose him over my career. And that's when he made me, like, I was bound to him now, because I don't have a career, I don't have a job, so you're my supporter. So that's when I felt, okay, now my power is gone without me knowing, because I feel his love. He wants to take care of me, he wants to provide for me. And then when I don't make his proper food, because now we're living under my mom's roof, and then he would throw certain foods at me. So okay, fine, must be my fault because it was too warm. It didn't taste nice, so it must be my fault. I kept on blaming myself. And you said, you make me do these things.
Women feel stigmatized for reporting gender-based violence, but also women, unfortunately, even feel stigmatized and not taken seriously by law enforcement officers.
Ultimately, yet again, you're the one that must be burdened as a victim with all of this. And also, the police as well are not doing their jobs proper. And we have found that now as the monitoring team, that the actual problem with the police is they don't even know the system itself.
It is the justice system that has failed women, and it is therefore the justice system that needs to make amends, and not women.
Women in this country have always been abused. We know this for centuries. Women globally have always been abused. As I said, abuse does not only mean rape or murder. There's so many levels of gender-based violence.
I was so scared to talk, because if I say something, I'm gonna get beaten. If I don't say something, I'm gonna get beaten. So what do? So I used to go into a panic attack. I started shaking, and then I went into full-blown seizures.
It should be a national crisis, and every department should prioritize gender-based violence as a pandemic. In fact, patriarchy. We should be working on the system to dismantle it, all of us.